Minotaur double-edged safety razor. Let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another shaving video. Today I'm going to be talking about a new razor to me, and this is the Minotaur double-edged safety razor. Now the Minotaur double-edged safety razor is like a lot of these safety razors out there. It is chrome plated. They say it is over brass, and the thing about this one, it's very heavy. And what makes it special is that it retails for $27.99, and a little while back caused quite a lot of buzz because there was some promotional codes where folks could enter a promo code and get this up to like 85% off, and it brought the price down to about $2.99. So I was actually able to get this razor for $2.99. Amazing deal. Normal price for it is $27.99, $27.99, and you can find it on Amazon by looking for Minotaur. Now, it's by a company called My Life Designs, and it comes in a box that looks like this, and it's just the razor in the box. So it actually looks really, really, really nice, especially when you consider the price point of $2.99. It looks like a razor that was $27.99. The biggest thing about it is super duper heavy. This is by far heavier than any razor I have ever used. It is a 3-piece razor, and just the handle alone is insanely heavy. It is by far heavier than any razor, including, you know, for example, compared to like a 34C, it's at least a third heavier than that, just the handle compared to the whole thing. And I'm going to be doing a shave kind of talking about this razor and seeing what you would get if you were able to pick one of these up. So like I said, 3-piece razor. And the head, as I showed earlier, but I didn't talk about it, it does have their logo kind of like inscribed on there or etched. It's not, it's like lasered on there, so it isn't an engraving or anything, so you don't have to worry about like it catching on your face or something. It's very, very smooth. Now, the biggest issue so far with this razor, or one of the issues, is the blade. Now, usually if I'm doing a shave video, I'm not going to show loading the blade. However, with this one, I will, because where it kind of lacks is in precision is the blade. Now, if I can get that to focus, there is a lot of play in these posts. So the blade has a lot of room to move. And what that does is it makes it especially difficult to get your blade loaded and aligned correctly. So, for example, I just put the blade, the cap on, and this is how it came out. As you can see, that's nowhere close to being even. You would die if you tried to use that. So, you do have to take caution when loading this thing to get it as snug as possible in there. And so, just being completely honest, it's kind of a pain. And that's probably the biggest detractor of this razor. Whoa! I could have like literally broken my sink. This thing is so heavy. Alright, so I'm going to fiddle with this here. And after you use it, and if you know that you have to be cautious with it, yes, you can get it aligned, but it's just a little bit of a hassle. Alright, so I think I've got it pretty close there, so now I can tighten it down. The other thing is, once you do get that blade on there, and it's still not quite perfect, not quite what I'm looking for, is that it is a fairly aggressive razor. They claim on the website in their description that it is moderately aggressive and could be used, but could still be used by beginners. So I don't know if this will focus, but there's quite a bit of blade exposure, there you go, and blade gap. So this thing is a very, very aggressive shaver, and then when you top that on top of the extremely heavy handle, it can get pretty hairy. So I would absolutely not recommend this razor for a beginner. So I'm going to be doing a complete shave with this razor while I talk about it. So let me get my face wet and get ready for the shave. All right, face is wet. I'm going to start off by using my Phoenix Ice mentholated pre-shave bar. I absolutely love pre-shave bars, and typically with aggressive equipment, I don't use anything mentholated for the pure fact of it tends to numb your face a little bit. And you certainly don't want that when you are using something that could be aggressive. It might take away some of your feeling, and you might do something bad. But it's 107 degrees outside right now, and so I want something mentholated. And for my soap, I'm going to be using a Jeeves of Hudson Street soap, Jeeves soaps. This is the Cherry Blossom, and it's going to be a terrific soap. I've used it quite a bit. So, and for my brush, this is the Envy Shave Illuminati White Mountain Badger. And so let me get this loaded up and move on with the shave. All right, got a great load of soap there, and I know that this soap's going to do a terrific job. This video isn't about Jeeves soap, so I'll get some videos about that later, but it really is a terrific soap, and one I certainly will trust with an aggressive razor like this. So, all right, let me get this lather to where I want it, and we'll move on. Okay, lather is looking exactly like I want it to, so I'm ready to get on with the shave. Like I said, this thing is so unbelievably heavy, and there's a lot of blade exposure, and it's very aggressive. So what I have to do here is kind of really, really watch every little thing that I do with this razor. Like I said, crazy aggressive. And typically what they tell you is to just kind of let the weight of the razor do the work. And in this case, I can't do that. If I was to allow just the weight of this handle, and even using no pressure, it would be far too aggressive for my face. So when I'm using this razor, even though super efficient and it does cut well, I have to be extremely careful to almost have the blade float over my skin. That's kind of, obviously it's not floating, it is cutting hairs, but the best way I can describe it is just that it floats. You can definitely hear it cutting. And in the times I have used it, it's actually done a pretty good job for me. I'm going to continue on with this first pass, and then I'll talk a little bit more. First pass done, and the razor actually did a terrific job. It is extremely efficient, and like I said, you can use it if you take it very, very, very slow, and you already have the basic skills of using a safety razor safely and effectively. A new person using this would just be in big trouble. I think I did, I don't know if you guys can even see it, get my neck a tiny little bit there, and it's really weird because of where that is. So I almost think that the side tab for the blade might have got me. I don't know that it was actually the razor blade, just because kind of the angle I go, I don't see how I would have nicked myself. But nonetheless, it is there. Second pass, when I'm using something super heavy, these other directions can get kind of weird when the handle is so heavy. And I don't know if I mentioned the length of it yet. It is a very, very long handle. My guess would be that it's 3.5 to 4 inches, somewhere in that range. I haven't measured it, but it is definitely longer than most of the razors I use. Once again, I'll show the Minotaur 34C getting close to an inch longer than that razor. Alright, let's continue on with the second pass. Two passes down with the Minotaur safety razor, and the shave is extremely close. I would say under most circumstances I would probably be totally fine to stop there, but I just kind of feel like doing the 3-pass shave today. I've got it's actually midday while I'm filming this, and it's just nice to have a real close shave for the rest of the day. Soap and all that other stuff is just absolutely fantastic. So I'll go against the grain with this thing, and this is where you have to certainly be careful, because it will bite you. It will definitely bite you. Alright, let's get it going. Three passes down, and after a hot water rinse and then I would like to say a cold water rinse, but that doesn't happen summertime in Phoenix. So a lukewarm water rinse completed with a shave, and as expected, it is exceptionally close. The soap, the Jeeves soap, did a terrific job. The Envy shave brush, luxurious as always. So for my post-shave routine, I'm going to start with some Thayers, but since it is so hot, I do want to cool it down a little bit. I'm going to mix in some Sterling Orange Chill. This is an alcohol-free witch hazel also. So what I do is just squirt a little bit of that into my hand, and then a little bit of this into my hand. You might be asking, why don't I use all of the Sterling? It's a little too cold for me, and I don't want to hurt, I just want to cool down. So that'll definitely do it. So while that dries, onto the razor, let's go over the points. Very long handle, probably about 3.5 to 4 inches. Unbelievably heavy, very aggressive head. Extremely difficult to line up the blade correctly. So those are the reasons that, for me, probably not an ideal razor that I would use very often. Now, at the $2.99 price tag, if you scored one of these razors for that cheap, 100% you would be prudent just to keep the handle. I mean, I could definitely see this heavy handle perhaps working on some of your other razors. It'd be fun just to kind of experiment with. So for me, I'm not going to be using this razor very often. In fact, I'm probably going to give it away to not to somebody who's new to shaving, but somebody else who's kind of a hobbyist who I think will be safe to use it, and then whatever they want to do with it is fine with me. I just really have no use for it. If you are interested in this razor, you can look it up on Amazon, the Minotaur safety razor, or you can check out their website called mylifesdesign.net. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I would be happy to answer them for you. Give you my honest opinion. That's all I can give. Some people, it did give me an exceptional shave, terrific shave. It's just not something that I would use very often. And to finish off my shave, I'm going to be using the Body Shop Maca Root. This actually does have a little menthol to it, and even though the soap was a cherry blossom scent and the witch hazel had orange to it, they don't really all go together, but this is a terrific balm, and I really enjoy it, so I'm going to use it. But once again, if you have any questions about this shave or any of the products I used, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time with another video. Bye.